Hi guys. So I have been taking daily walks lately. Not lately, I guess for about a month and a half. And that gives me time to think about these following things that I want to talk to you guys about. And I wrote down a couple of things that brought me here to the situation I'm in right now and kind of how I'm changing my mindset to invest in myself, to better myself, and to build a better future. Here's a couple of things. So, how I got to this situation. So, I've always had jobs that are inconsistent in schedules and require me to be on the go 24/7, to always have flexible schedule and requires me to drop everything I'm doing and go to work. Over the last 10-ish years, I've had this kind of job positions. And so in return, what I've kind of made excuses and give myself permission to build unhealthy habits, which are like eating out a lot, eating unhealthy, emotional eating. Like if I'm stressed out or if I'm had a bad day or bad week, I would give myself an excuse to go get a Happy Meal, to go get unhealthy meal, to get a burger, eat the chips, eat the cake, whatever I'm kind of feeling at that time. And then over a couple of years, I have developed a laziness, undiscipline, that if I'm feeling, I caught myself feeling more stressed. And because I didn't exercise, I clearly remember sitting at my desk. I had a job where I had to sit at my desk for long periods of times. And I'm sitting there and I feel like my body feels like it wants to move. It wants to get out and take a walk or exercise because I've been sitting for 8 hours already. And I'm like, I feel like I can get up and run. And I'm telling this to my coworkers. They're like, oh, that's funny. But my body just craved exercise and I neglected it. What did I do? Got myself a cup of coffee instead. And so instead of dealing with the issue, which was no exercise, I ate more. When I'm tired, I would be mentally drained at the end of the day, but I wouldn't exercise. So all of that stress had nowhere to go except cling on to the fluffiness I already had. And so 10 years later, the breaking point happened, which I didn't manage my stress, didn't exercise. And so I started fainting and I went to a doctor's and they said it's stress related. So I had to do some kind of change. And when I made a career change, I felt so much, even though it was like complete polar opposite of what I was doing before, my body felt better because I was moving my body every single day. I was still eating unhealthy, but I was moving my body every single day. And in return, my body started to respond in like lower stress and things like that. Even though that second job, still my schedule was unpredictable. I could be making plans and then somebody calls, because I was a manager, somebody calls in, I have to stop my plans and go to work and fill that job position. And so that was still stress, but different kind of stress. My body had release. And so over the last 10 years, I've developed so many bad habits that I had to now learn how to unlearn. And so even though it was so painful, I think I'm around 7 months in now, I'm starting to unlearn. And let me tell you the lessons, what I'm doing to unlearn those bad habits and how I am learning to reprogram my brain to love exercise, to not just exercise and food, but just prioritizing myself and not feeling guilty about it. So what am I learning now? It took years and years and years to build those bad habits. It's gonna take a lot more than a couple of months to unlearn. And I have to constantly remind myself that I'm not failing, it's just taking a little bit longer to build the good habits. Again, consistency, consistency, consistency. When you're going to stay consistent in your tiny little actions, over time, a month later, 3 weeks later, you're still gonna see some kind of progress. And the only time that I'm failing is when I'm not doing anything at all, because that's when I'm just at a standstill and not doing anything. So I cannot fail if I try. Let that sink in for a second. That's a tough pill to swallow because I'm so used to seeing results, and I'm not used to waiting patiently. It's gonna take a lot of prayer and your accountability people, partners, family, friends, to be, sometimes go hard ass on you, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it because it's easy to make excuses, and you're gonna need to be swallowing some hard pills. Don't swallow any hard pills. They really, really want to do the best for you, and that's why you appointed them to keep you accountable. Remind yourself that over and over and over again. Realize that it's not going to be a perfect journey. If you failed and ate a piece of cake, maybe even a whole cake, when you were, emotional, don't spiral out of control. That was a one-time thing. And as someone pointed this out to me, and honestly, it really makes sense. Overeating is just an emotion that you're trying to get rid of, just like drug addicts. They're like just a little bit, and it kind of spirals out of control and snowballs. It's okay to mess up once, but you have to get back up and keep being consistent in the good habits. Just like kids, they don't start walking overnight, and it's gonna take a lot of tries to start walking again. In our case, eating healthy and exercising. And this is something that I personally struggle with. Carve out time for yourself. Yes, you can help other people, but your priority is yourself and your mental health. Prioritize yourself and invest in yourself. Buy those organic groceries. With time, with exercise, with eating healthy, prioritize yourself. It is okay. It's not a selfish thing. Get that out of your head. I've been raised kind of to serve other people, which as a Christian, that's really a good thing. But ultimately, your goal in life is, yes, to show Christ to other people. But how are you going to help anybody else if you're unhealthy? That's my thing. If you need that mental walk, if you need the walk for mental health, take that walk. Don't meet up with a friend. Instead, go take a walk with yourself. If you need a friend to keep you accountable, more than welcome to. But 30 years later, I am prioritizing myself. Working on myself. I pray for God to show me things I can improve in, to not take some things personal, because people around me genuinely mean well. So I surround myself with people who encourage me to point out where I'm doing wrong, because honestly, it's very true. People around you tend to see things that you can improve in and we're doing wrong, and don't get mad at them. Sometimes we limit ourselves to what we can do. And sometimes I see an issue that I can't resolve, and I realize I'm looking through my own glasses or my own life, my own experiences, and I'm like, there's no other way around it. I can't do it. I can't achieve that goal. and we set limitations for us. But whenever you give up that issue to God, suddenly you realize a door that you never saw is being opened for you, and some kind of mental block or some kind of stumbling block that you didn't think you can get around just disappears, and you keep walking. And honestly, I am appalled at the things that God does in my life. This is a really meaningful walk today. I'm realizing how blessed I am. So when you're struggling, don't be afraid to ask for help. Those people around you that you surrounded yourself with, that you build a life around, they're there to help you. They mean the best for you. They want to see you succeed. Contrary to other people in social media sometimes tells you, those people are jealous of you. They don't want you to succeed. No, genuinely, people really do have their best intentions, and they want to see you succeed, and they're proud of you when you succeed, especially the people that went through hell with you. They really mean well. So if you have an issue, God surrounds you with people for a reason, and those people want to help you. So in my case that I've learned, ask for help, because the only way you're gonna know that they can't help you is if you ask for help and they said no. But if you didn't even ask and you're assuming that they're not gonna help you because they're busy or there's something, you have yourself to blame.